Capital One Bowl Mania.
This is Nashville on a beautiful, cold, wintry day for the TransPerfect Music City Bowl as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. The Maryland Terrapins in the game for the first time. Auburn playing in it for a third time. The SEC versus the Big Ten. You get to see plenty of that in the postseason, and you get it one more time on ABC in Nashville, Tennessee. Don't make the college football playoff. Turns out where a lot of these teams treat this game as part of the following season. So while we may have a day and a half left in 2023, these teams think it's 2024.
Yeah, so much roster fluctuation now. A couple of proud programs. They want to finish the season on the right note, but also a glimpse into the future. They're going to look at some players that they expect to contribute during next year's campaign. It'll be a lot of fun to watch, see some of these contributors and how they perform.
And these teams out there in the fourth quarter and just about beat the Michigan Wolverines, had them on the ropes in College Park. You all know what happened in Auburn 5 weeks ago today when Alabama had that miracle play. Otherwise, Auburn should have won that game, had the lead against Georgia in the fourth quarter too.
Yeah, both these programs can compete with the best that college football had to offer this year. Maryland had a lead in the third quarter versus Ohio State. Auburn one possession losses to 3
games and take the next step. Hugh Freeze said that's a game that'll stick with him for a long time. If his program wins this one, they have 800 wins in school history. They'd be only the 13th school ever to do that. Just gives you a sense of how rich the tradition is on the plains of Auburn. And the Maryland Terrapins are trying to do something they've never done before in school history, win a third consecutive bowl game. In just a moment, Alyssa Lang will visit with both of the head coaches. We're excited about this one. Hope you are too. Lock in.
Let it slip away versus the Auburn Tigers, who won it on the ground. 3 different ball carriers in that game, including Lionel James, carrying the football for over 100 yards for the Tigers in that contest.
It's the 4th meeting overall. Auburn 2-1. Terps winning in 1952 in Birmingham, and the other 2 games in Auburn. So playing in the state of Tennessee for the first time in this rivalry. They're making their way out to the field, and Mike Loxley has made it to Alyssa Lang.
Some young faces leading your team from the quarterback position today. What do you want to see from Billy and Cameron?
You know what? I told both those guys, man, this system is bulletproof. A lot of great players have played in it. We've recruited them for it. They just operate the system. It doesn't take a lot, and they both are prepared.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks.
He does not have Talia Tungavailoa, like he mentioned. He has 2 backup quarterbacks, but for Auburn, they do have Peyton Thornstance, their starting quarterback.
Right, in an age where there's a lot of inconsistency, and a guy that really threatened defenses as a runner. 500 yards on the ground from Peyton Thorne.
A terrific season, and his head coach, Hugh Freeze, is now with Alyssa.
Coach, a bowl game in your first season here at Auburn. What's been the message to your team today?
Be the most resilient team here today. I mean, there's a lot of things you face in bowl games these days, but the greatest thing is you get to play another game together, and you get to represent these great fans. Look at all the Auburn fans that are here, and some of these guys are playing their last game of football, and just want to honor them with our effort and our attitude and the way we go about it.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you, Alyssa.
And what a great point that he makes there. If anybody's wondering if the heartbreak from 5 weeks ago carried over, it didn't. This place is packed with Auburn Tiger fans today. This is for the future. Auburn won the toss and deferred, so Maryland will receive with temperatures not even to 40 degrees yet. Stinchcomb left his gloves back in the hotel room. Mine are on. There's a little bit of wind, 5 to 10 miles an hour. We should get into the 40s by the time this one is over. Beautiful day, just 2 days shy of 2024, and a great crowd for the TransPerfect Music City Bowl. And as you can imagine, on the other side of the river, Broadway is packed with tourists as they get ready to celebrate the new year. Alex McPherson will kick it deep to Braden Wisloski. Payne, Alabama gets us started. And the Terps will start at the 25, and like Alyssa just said to Mike Loxley, it'll be with a different starting quarterback. No more Talia Tagovailoa. It's Billy Edwards, the sophomore from Springfield, Virginia. Saw a lot of him last year's stint and even several years ago at Wake Forest, but only a little bit of playing time this year off the bench, and he's been primarily a runner.
Yeah, much more abbreviated. Contributions offensively was used in situations, third and what does the passing game now look like with Billy Edwards with so few attempts this season?
He doesn't have Corey Deitch as his tight end. He doesn't have Antoine Littleton in the backfield today. He fakes to Roman Hemby, wants to load up, throw the deep ball into double coverage. It's incomplete. He wanted Caden Prather. Prather was covered up by Keontae Scott.
How about that right out of the gate? Let's let it stretch out a little bit. I think part of that is let the defense feel it. You're coming into this game, you had to think that Auburn is expecting a more conservative game plan, at least to start out. Maryland says, no, let's air it out right now. Let these defensive backs, a couple of new faces for the Tigers in the back end, let them see one go over their head.
That is only his 11th attempted pass of the season. Now to the ground with Hemby, and Roman runs straight ahead past the 30 up to the 32. And remember that almost all of those yards came with Tagovailoa, who is the career Big Ten passing leader. Sure, he's watching today as he thinks about his future. Could still be at the collegiate level, most likely at the professional level. Hemby on a 3rd and 3 tries to get to the outside and does. First down, Terrapins.
A nice job by Hemby, bouncing this run to the outside. Now, the challenge in this game for Auburn is going to be how to scrimmage and protect their defensive backfield, albeit with a new quarterback from Maryland. So they're going to play two safeties out of the box. That means you have fewer defenders to play the run with.
Edwards clapping his hands in that pistol set. Plenty of time. Dumps it off to Hemby. Hemby slips a tackle, and green turf in front of him. Inside the 12. Out of bounds inside the 5. Zion Puckett prevented the touchdown.
Well, they anticipated play action. That time it's all set up for the screen. 2 broken tackles by Hemby. One almost immediately. Larry Nixon comes up. Wasn't able to get him on the ground. Hemby showing his jets a little bit. And then downfield. Runs right through the would-be tackle.
Comes in. And it's Edwards himself. Touchdown. That's Billy Edwards' 10th carry of the season, his 6th for a touchdown.
You get passing efficiency. How about rushing efficiency for Billy Edwards? He only carries it if he's got a chance to score. What an opening possession for this Maryland offense. Coach Loxley said this system is bulletproof. One possession into this one, and you could certainly see why he thinks that.
The extra point by Jack Howells is good. 5 plays, 75 yards in less than 2 minutes. Billy Edwards Jr. and Roman Hemby, backups most of the season, stars in the Music City early on in Nashville. Terps started the season 5-0 at a dreadful October, losing 4 straight. They got to 7 wins, and now it's the Billy Edwards show. 5 plays, 75 yards. Incredible broken tackle by Roman Hemby on what could have been a 3-yard loss in the backfield instead of 61-yard reception, and then culminates with the Edwards touchdown.
You couldn't have started the game any better. You moved it running the football. Let the defense see a deep shot, just so you know they're not scared to unwind a few in the passing game. Man, you know, Maryland, they came to play it, certainly to start this game.
Jack Howells kicks it to Brian Battie, the dangerous return specialist. Fakes the reverse and gets past the 20.
I'm not